Hello everyone, I am RJT Hamutwanda, first year student of Bachelor's of Science in Criminology of University of Southern Mindanao. So our topic today is all about the three worlds theory. So, so the three worlds theory is a geopolitical concept that originated during the cold the 1970s. It was first proposed by the Chinese Communist Party leader Mao Zedong and further developed by his successor Deng Xiaoping. The theory derives the world into three broad categories or world based on their political and economic systems as well as their alignment during the Cold War. So the first is first world. So first world refers to the development capitalist countries, primarily the United States and its western allies. These countries were characterized by advanced industrialization, technological advancement, democratic political systems, and market-based economies. They were also aligned with the United States and formed the core of the capitalist bloc during the Cold War. So it is composed of industrialized and democratic countries, which most members were assumed to be allied with the US against Soviet Union. So the example of country belong in first world is Canada, Australia, Japan, Western Europe, and etc. So dito sa first world is ito yung mga bansa na kung saan is mga advanced developed countries. So ito yung mga advanced na kung saan advanced sila sa industrialization, technological advancements, democratic political system, and market-based economics. So advanced na itong sa first world na countries. So kabilang dito is yung Canada, Australia, Japan, and Western Europe at saka marami pang iba. Yung mga bansang advanced na sa technology or advanced na sila sa pamumuhay or maraming parang like sa mga magsasaka or sa farmer. So yung ginagamit nila is yung pag-harvest nila is through meron silang ginagamit na mga electronic or mga mechanical na kung saan yun na yung gumagawa or like sa paggawa ng mga pagkain, sa paggawa ng mga sa pag-pack ng mga foods. So hindi na yung mga taong gumagawa kundi technology na yung gumagawa or nag-process para sa pagkain or nag-process para mabuo yung isang product. So the second is second world. So the second world refers to the sociologist countries, primarily the Soviet Union and its allies. So these countries were characterized by state-controlled economies, centralized planning, and socialist ideologies. So the Second World consisted of the Eastern Bloc countries and other socialist states that aligned themselves with the Soviet with the Soviet Union during the Cold War. So it is former communist countries that aren't quiet quiet and poverty but aren't prosperous either. So an example of country belong in Second World is East Germany, Georgia, Poland, and Ukraine or etc. Marami pa. So dito sa Second World is ito yung mga developed na din yung na country pero hindi pa sila advanced sa mga technology. So medyo or maunlad na mga countries ang nabilong dito. So ito yung mga countries na kung saan maunlad na dito. Pero hindi sila yung advanced. Iba yung sa first kasi yung sa first world is sila yung advanced na sa mga technology. So dito sa second world is sila yung um, medyo advanced but develop na din sila. Na-develop na din sila. So nag-develop or na-develop na sila parang meron na silang advanced na mga technology pero hindi kagaya sa first na so hindi sila kagaya sa first world kasi dito sa first world ay sa second world ito yung mga countries na kung saan ginakontrol or control ang ekonomiya or ginakontrol ang ekonomiya or kanilang economies. So, and then centralized planning and socialist ideologies. So, nabilong dito sa second world is um, ito yung the Eastern Bloc countries. So, sa Eastern Bloc countries ang nabilong dito sa second world. So, doon sa first world is yung Western or Black. Western Bloc or kabilang yung doon yung United States. And then dito sa second world is yung Eastern Bloc countries or blacks. Eastern Bloc countries or mga socialist state that align themselves with, so dito sa sa second world is naka-align yung mga countries sa Soviet Union or primarily the Soviet Union. So kung ano yung bilong na countries sa Soviet Union, ito yung sa second world. Yung sa first world is ito yung mga sila yung mga capitalist, and then sila yung ang kabilang doon ang United States at saka Western Allies. So ito yung mga maunlad na bansa at saka advanced na sa teknolohiya or technology. So the last is third world. So third world refers to the developing countries that were not aligned with either the capitalist or socialist blocs during the Cold War. So these countries were often newly independent nations that had recently emerged from colonial rule. They faced economic and social challenges such as poverty, underdevelopment, and political instability. The term Third World was later expanded to include a broader range of developing countries from different regions. So, so it is non-aligned world and as the global realm of poverty and underdeveloped. So kabilang dito is yung Afghanistan, Latin America, Asian countries. So sa Asian countries is below na yung Pilipinas. So dito sa third world is ito yung mga mahihirap na bansa. Ito yung mahihirap na bansa na hindi umunlad dahil sa kahirapan. Or maybe dahil kabilang ito yung sa kahirapan, sa mga sakit, yung sa kabilang na doon yung kabilang na doon yung mga sakit, yung hunger, kagutom, yung environmental degradation, human and civil right abuse, yung mga krimen na nangyayari, walang katahimikan. So dahil sa kahirapan nakagawa yung mga tao ng krimen kasi mostly sa Pilipinas is halos lahat or mostly mga graduate in college is hindi pa sila nakahanap ng trabaho kasi limited or kulang sa trabaho ang Pilipinas, or parang yung mga graduate sa college is hindi mahirap sila or nahihirapan sila maghanap ng trabaho dito sa Pilipinas. Kung kaya nag-a-abroad yung iba, pumupunta sa ibang bansa para doon na magtrabaho. So naging so pumupunta sa ibang bansa or so yung kasi isang reason din is yung sa ibang bansa is malalaki yung sweldo unlike sa Pilipinas. So advanced na din yun. So makakahanap sila ng trabaho, makakapunta pa sila ng ibang bansa. Aside from that, malaki din yung sweldo nila. So dito sa third world is ito yung mga bansa na kung saan mahihirap. So Asian countries, so lahat ng mga Asian countries, hindi naman talaga lahat ng mga Asian countries. So mostly sa Asian countries is nabilong sa third world na kung saan kabilang dito yung Pilipinas sa Asian countries. So Asian, kabilang tayo sa Asian yung Pilipinas. So Afghanistan, Latin America, yung Africa, yung mga ganon. Kabilang sila sa third world, yung mga bansang mahihirap. So we have the next is Global North. Global North or the wealthy, and the next is Global South or the impoverished. So the theory world or the three world theory made no longer sense within 1989 to 1991. The Second World ceased to exist as the Soviet Union collapsed. After the demise of the Second World, new terms were adopted for the socio-economically divided planet. So differentiating a wealthy global north, so ito na yun. Wealthy global north at saka global south or impoverished, yung mga mahirap o yung mga kailangan pa ma-improve or developing countries pa lang. So nag-develop pa sila. Nag-start pa lang, nag-develop pa lang. So yung mga mahirap na bansa. So, um, so the global north, mostly gina-cover sila sa first world and with much of the second world. So dito sa global north is ito yung wealthy, yung mga mayayaman na bansa, yung mga mauunlad na bansa, and then kabilang na dun yung second world. Yung sa second world is mayayaman din sila, is advanced nila, pero unlike sa first world, sila talaga yung pinaka-advanced, yung pinaka-mayaman o pinaka-maunlad na bansa sa buong mundo. So yung second world is parang nasa kalagitnaan sila ng pinaka-maunlad na bansa, at saka yung sa global south naman is yung ginakover dito is yung mahihirap. Yung mga mahihirap na bansa is nabilong dito sa global south. So the emerge of the term global south is normally used to mean countries that are faced with social, political, and economic challenges. For instance, poverty, environmental degradation, human civil rights abuses, ethnic and regional conflicts, mass displacements, refuge, hunger, and disease. Ito yung mga dahilan kung bakit hindi umunlad ang isang bansa, bakit bakit hindi sila umunlad, bakit palagi silang nasa level or nasa sa bakit sila mahirap or bakit sila nabilong sa pinakamahirap dahil sa kadahilanan ng mga poverty, yung mga ganon, yung mga hunger, kagutuman, or yung mga kakulangan sa mga pagkain, yung mga sakit, yung mga yung civil right abuses, yung mga krimen na nangyayari. So yun yung mga kadahilanan kung bakit hindi umunlad ang isang bansa. So the three worlds theory was not just a classification of countries but also had political implications. It aimed to create unity among developing countries and promote South cooperation, independent of the influence of the superpowers. So the theory emphasized the need for those countries to remain neutral in the Cold War and to collaborate to protect their own interests. So, however, it is important to note that the three worlds theory was a product of its time and reflected the geopolitical dynamics of the Cold War era. Since then, the world has undergone significant political and economic changes. So the original classification has become less relevant. Nevertheless, or nonetheless, the term third world is still used in a broader sense to refer to developing countries, although it is often considered outdated and has been criticized for its simplistic categorization. That's all. Thank you.